It dawned on me. It dawned on me that a lot of people are listening to my Sister Wives season 18 recaps, and I haven't really introduced myself again to you. Hi, it's the Sarah Fraser Show, hosted by me, Sarah Fraser, and a little bit about me, background. I've been a longtime radio, TV personality, and part-time stand-up comedian. I don't do it enough to be good, but just to have fun. So I started my career in Washington, D.C. as a radio host on the wildly popular Kane Show on Hot 99.5. You might know because it was syndicated across the country for a hot second. Before I left in 2013, there was all kinds of drama. You can go back and look at those episodes. And then I hosted my own radio show with some other people for a hot second. And I started this podcast. It's going on 8 years now. And in the meantime, I worked for Fox 5 DC as an entertainment contributor. I don't consider myself a journalist. Fun fact about me, I was almost the voice of the entire metro system in the Washington, D.C. area. There was a contest over a decade ago. I was one of the top 10 finalists, but they didn't go with me. Okay. The Washington Post dubbed me to, quote, Reese Witherspoon sweet to actually be the voice of Metro. Thanks. You know what? They were shady media people back then. Kidding. Anyway, now I live in Los Angeles after living in DC for 15 years. I live in LA for a year and a half. I have a 2.5-year-old and I have a husband named Schman. It's really named Dan, but we call him Schman because, after talking about him for 5 years on the radio, he came to me and he said, I don't want people to know who I am. I don't want you talking about our sex life. So you need to get a code name for me. So our fans came up with Schman. I have the greatest listeners in the world. And someday we'll have a Facebook group and we'll talk about it. So in the meantime, I've also become obsessed with all TLC shows. I am known for my TLC wild interviews, including Big Ed and Liz. And I am Shauna Ray. I had her on. I went viral for that when I asked her, if she'd ever sucked a dick. Not that bluntly, but you get the gist. And she did talk about it. E! News picked it up. That went all over the world. The Sun. Anyway, so I'm known for my TLC interviews, and now I am doing Mondays recaps of TLC Sister Wives. And I'm a new fan. And I love learning from you guys, all the backstory, because we have 18 seasons with these guys. And last night was episode 6, the understatement of the year. It was so good. Now I know why this show is number 1. It is the top reality show podcast out there, and hope to God that Bethany Frankel doesn't get her little reality reckoning show hands on TLC. Fighter, TLC, fighter. Because we don't want any more rules. We want actually fewer rules, more alcohol, and more religious cult people on our program. Anyway, it's so good, isn't it? That's my rant. I try not to take myself too seriously, Sometimes I think my shit doesn't stink, but usually somebody in the world reminds me it does. So we all come down, Anyhow, I'm sipping my dandelion tea because I'm also trying to have another baby at 41 after just having a miscarriage this summer. And you'll learn about me. I'm an open book, and I say too much probably, but here we are. So last night's episode again proved why this show is so good. Started out, episode 1 was awesome for me. Episode 2 blew. Episode 3, Episode 4, I was like, yes, we're in it. We're in it to win it. Now we're up to episode 6, and it is so good. 4, 5, 6. Excellent. There were 2 big scenes last night. The first scene was Janelle talking to her children. Tony was there. McKelty was there, and announcing that she is now seeing or she got hired a matchmaker, which I guess, did I know this and I've forgotten? I'm thinking that she met David Woolley through the matchmaker. I guess that's how it happened. But that was the big scene last night. And also what Janelle is now looking for in a man, what she doesn't want in a man. I thought it was a very interesting telling scene about what Christine thinks of her son-in-law, Tony. I'm going to get to all that first. And then the second real big chunk of this, there were 3 scenes because we also see Mary with her good friend, and Mary really kind of behind the scenes going back to her family's bed and breakfast, which is in Utah, and telling her girlfriend, I'm moving here permanently. I'm going to, work at the B&B. I'm going to put my LuLaRoe clothes back here in the carriage house. And I love it. Everyone's commentary on Reddit. They're like, who in the what are still buying themselves some LuLaRoe? Okay. That junk is now in every thrift store. I mean, I have so many coworkers when I used to work at Fox 5, they'd wear those damn fucking things. I mean, they would have a jingle bell, in their crotch, and it would be half sewn, honest to God, or they'd have a hot dog because I mean, LuLaRoe was known to basically it was like kids' leggings for adult women, They'd have the witch's notes coming out of a woman's like crotch. So it looked like she had a dong. I mean, it was wild. And that was like acceptable to wear in the newsroom. But everyone's like, who is still buying that shit? And of course, people were so quick to realize no one's buying it from Mary, but she probably has so many people because it's an MLM underneath her that she's like, got to keep it going, or the facade of keeping it going because she's making so much money on the downline. I ain't mad at you, Mary. But that to me was secondary. It was showing her friend and how close they'd been. And Mary was saying, about her girlfriend, that her girlfriend has her back and knows kind of where all the bodies are buried and would never say anything about her and got her through the catfishing thing. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm be curious. Is Mary a lesbian? I can't figure it out. I just kind of feel like maybe she is. And last night with the longtime friend, it felt like a little bit of, are we getting a I'm in love with this woman vibe? I don't know. Was I the only one picking that up? Mary gives me kind of hot lesbian vibes. Maybe she should come out. More power to you. I love everybody. Be who you are. That is the God's honest. Life is too short to live in agony of who you are internally. But that was sort of a secondary to the Christine scene and the Janelle at the Mexican restaurant. And we do have some breaking news here on the Sarah Fraser Show. We actually have a fifth sister wife. It's true. We do. And it's the Mexican restaurant, Salsa Brava, where they seem to shoot all their scenes and where all the divorces happen. Salsa Brava is apparently the fifth sister wife. A lot of people online were saying that's true. And also fun other fact that Salsa Brava was actually featured on Guy Fieri's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. So, they're used to a lot of TV, basically. They probably have an agreement with TLC, which is why so many scenes are shot there. And Salsa Brava, people want to know if the food is good because it's a Mexican restaurant in Flagstaff, Arizona. Flagstaff's a little town. People are like, is the Mexican good? And people say, yeah, it's really good together. Like the food's really good. So shout out to Salsa Brava. They're good at marketing. But that scene is this really fascinating scene where Janelle sort of half tells Kody she wants to leave. But like a lot of women, myself included, it just reminded me of so many breakups I've had. She really just never got to the point of, she really never dumped him, even though it's clear she wants to do that. And it's leading up to that. She sort of like just laid the foundation for like, I'm going to break up with you, but left him like a little bit of hope, which is the worst thing you can do for a man, because men, and I don't think this is a bad trait. I admire this about men. Men like usually hear no from women and they think there's a chance, I mean, it's like that famous movie scene, from Dumb and Dumber, so you're telling me there's a chance. Doesn't take much for a man to have hope, and I love that about men. I wish women, for us, we internalize it more. We're more emotional. We think, oh, we really owe it to that person to be straight. Men never feel that way. They're like, how can I get what I want? They're so good at that. Then they have fights with other men and they're bros again the next day. Women, we take it forever. We tell all the neighbors. There's some things I admire a lot about men. So we'll get to that scene, but let's start with Christine, who kicked it off. So Christine's scenes, I'm super fascinated by this season because I find Christine to be slightly contradictory in some ways. And, I love Christine. I'm a huge fan, huge fan. I adore her. I think it's so great to see her happy. I didn't realize she's a Commanders fan. And I actually Googled this. Maybe you guys could tell me how did David Woolley and Christine Brown become Commanders fans? They were wearing Redskins jerseys. That was the name of the Commanders prior. They were wearing Redskins jerseys on Sunday, yesterday, on her Instagram, supporting the Redskins. But how is that? Because neither one of them were born in the Virginia area or DC area. So I'm just curious how they became Redskins fans. Like, I don't know. If anybody knows, hit me up. I thought that was an interesting one. But we start out with Christine. They're painting. Again, infuriating. Painting at Christine's house with the kids, with her children. And they're shooting on a fucking cell phone. It's grainy, the shots, and the audio is so bad. And I love my TLC. I love them so much. I was just invited to the kickoff party in New York City, the exclusive season 10 kickoff of 90 Day Fiance. That's how much I love the network and we get along. But it drives me bonkers that this #1 show, they allow these people to shoot on a cell phone and the audio is so bad that you can hear the background noise and they have to dub in the words of what these people are saying in the scenes for a #1 show. Infuriating, quite honestly. And that's what they did at the paint party. Okay. So Christine, now here's something that's fascinating to me. The sound was so bad. Christine's snarkiness is hysterical towards Kody and Robin. She had that like moment where she's like, oh, am I being snarky about them? Yes, I am. And I don't even mind. She's cute. And now like to me, I think it's very obvious that Christine does not really like Tony, McKelty's husband. I don't think she does, because what mother-in-law says their son-in-law is adorable with their grandkids? None. If she liked him, she would be like, he's a great dad, amazing father, amazing partner. Instead, he's really adorable with the kids. And that lends itself to, I really don't think she likes him. And then I was assured of that, I guess, or, my instincts were confirmed when they were telling Christine, because Christine says she's told the matchmaker everything about her life and specific about what she wants, which is the opposite of Kody, which I'm going to tell you, I think that's a mistake. I just think that's a mistake. And I'll get to that. But they're saying to her, you need to try all the flavors of ice cream, meaning she should be out with every guy, every different background, every different religious background, different ages. Like she should do the gamut. And then McKelty goes, Tony, he like tried all the flavors, so many. And they go into like how many he's tried. And my God, I mean, it sounds like, I don't know, he's eaten through the entire, ice cream shop. I mean, this guy is like, okay. Sounds like Tony's had a lot. That guy made me realize, God, I should have been doing a lot more people. If Tony is out here, he's sampled the world. The fuck am I doing? This guy's apparently eaten out every flavor of an ice cream shop. And that when she I don't know what she said, because they blurped it out, like beeped it out. She had some curse about him. I'm like, she's not wild about him. I thought it was so obvious. She's not wild about Tony. Adorable. You don't say that about your son-in-law. He's a real provider. He's really great with the kids. Awesome father. So in tune with McKelty. He's adorable. He's just an adorable guy. That is a mother-in-law trying to keep the peace. Just mark my words. Now, I loved the kids' reactions to Christine announcing that she'd seen a matchmaker. Honey, you looked around that table. Everyone was like, okay, like this is happening. This is happening. They didn't look pleased. I mean, I'm going to be so fascinated to see the relationship like with David. I can't wait to bring in David, and see, because he has a huge family, 8 kids as well. They really are getting a spinoff, I think now. I know you guys all say to me, but you said 2 months ago, there's no way anybody would watch a Christine Janelle spinoff. I take it back. I was wrong. A girl can admit when she is wrong, and that one, I think they're getting a spinoff. But I'm going to be curious to see if the kids really like him, because they were very hesitant about the matchmaker. Now, this is where I caution Christine. Now, it's too late because she's engaged to David Woolley and they're getting married in just a few weeks here in October. So, but I'm curious. I bet David does have some qualities like Kody. Christine says, I want a man with tattoos. I want a bald man. I want a man with a shaved head. Everything that is opposite of the Codemeister. Okay. I want someone so different than the Codester. And, I always think I know so many women that get divorced and they do that. And they go to the opposite extreme. And that doesn't work either, because there was something about Kody years ago that you initially were attracted to and you liked. You could be at different parts of your life, but at the end of the day, there's usually some traits that we're all looking for in guys. And sometimes we think we want the opposite, but in reality, we want like just a better version or a more communicative version of our first husbands. Just saying. Just saying. So is she going to regret like going total opposite? I don't know, because I don't know. We don't know yet how opposite David is. So that was a very big scene. Then we move on to the Mary stuff, and then we talk. Then we sit for a very long time with Janelle. So, you know, Kody again is Kody, you know, in all these scenes now, he goes, you know, was Christine trying to give me a warning sign that, you know, like, is she unhappy or maybe I needed to change? And he always poses these questions. And of course, the answer is like, yes, fucker. These women are doing this because they want you to like change, be a better father, be a better man. Just saying. And so Janelle, we go to the same Mexican restaurant where they are. And I love Kody too. Like Kody ain't going to miss a bite of his Mexican food, no matter what's happening. Like he's going through divorce number 2 because Janelle's laying it on the line. And he's having his burrito and he ain't missing a beat. He's getting that burrito in. I love how he just like munches down. Oh, by the way, I've got to thank some sponsors. Hold on. First of all, the merch that you see behind me, all my Sarah Fraser shows are up on YouTube. I have a YouTube. I have a Reddit. You search Sarah Fraser Show, you're going to find me all your favorite spots. We try to be everywhere you are. So if your favorite platform is Reddit, Instagram, TikTok, boom, we got you. The merch is also for sale. Amazon.shop.thesarahfrasershow. Pillows, poppets, t-shirts in multiple different colors. Support TSF and the Sarah Fraser Show. Go and get your merch. Also, I have to thank Dame Sex Products. If all these women had had a great vibrator on Sister Wives, would life be different? We don't know. But that's why you need to order your Dame vibrator today. Dame has some of the best vibrators on the market. You're getting one hell of a deal with Dame products. You're getting 15% off when you use code TSFS at checkout. Dame sent me every single vibrator. I love it. The Palm is actually my favorite, even though they're most well known for their Ava. It's a soft, flexible, low profile vibrator that bends to the curves of your body and fits in the palm of your hand. It's a good one. Also, their massage oil candles are excellent to set the mood and get it on with your significant other. Get it on. Yes. Dame products are also known for creating love products that are good for both parties. A sex party ain't fun if someone ain't getting none. So turn your partner on with some of their dual vibrators that are good for both parties. Yes. Get y'all kinky on. Go to dameproducts.com. Use code TSFS for 15% off at checkout. That is dameproducts.com. Use code TSFS at checkout. Start buying the love toys that you like. You don't like it too? They have awesome reviews. Great customer service. I've worked with Dame for quite a while. They're fantastic. If you don't like them, you can always DM me too. We always make it right here on the Sarah Fraser Show. Okay. So look, you know, it's very, first of all, Janelle pulls an ultimate what we do all the time. Kody goes, is everything okay? And she goes, yeah, everything's fine. I've been okay. No, bitch, you've been thinking about this like all women do every single night for 6 weeks, that he hadn't called you. He hadn't called Savannah. He hadn't even sent you a text. I miss you. Hope we can work through it. Girl, you're okay. Janelle, sweetie, like this has been on your mind when you wake up and take a shit and when you go to bed after eating ice cream and you may have to poop from that lactose. Okay. So she starts off a little rough, like, I don't know. And then she gets into it. Kody, you know, I haven't seen you. I haven't heard from you. The boys were an issue. Okay, let's not even go there because I want to get us a therapist. And Kody, you know, again, plays his shenanigans of all about how things are good. You know, and he just doesn't understand why he can't work it out. And Janelle is a whole different woman than Christine. And he was so blindsided by Christine. And he thinks that he and Janelle can work on it. So essentially, she at first says, well, I want to stay separated. And he's a little bit shocked. He can't believe it. But then he goes in for a bite of his burrito. And then by the end of the conversation, it's interesting. Because Kody definitely, to me, there is still real affection. Like Christine is over it. Like she's over and out. Janelle does still really care about him. And I mean, I almost thought that they were like eye fucking at the restaurant. Did anyone else feel that way? Everyone else was like, no, I don't want to envision it. But I did. She's still very attracted to him. Like, he's like, you know, Janelle, she thinks just because I've got like amazing abs, like rock hard abs and muscles, that like she's so attracted to me and that's going to like keep our relationship together. But you know, relationships are a lot more than hot bodies. It's like, dude, are you for fucking real? You don't want to put in any hard work. But they do sort of have this cute back and forth where, she's like, if we were on a desert island, we would totally work. I'm very attracted to him. He says he's very attracted to her. So you're kind of like, where's this going? She seems to do a bit of a reversal. Again, leaving him hope when we see, of course, a clip coming up for episode 7 that there's no hope, right? And I know relationships are tough, right? Even, and especially marriages. I'm married. I haven't been divorced. I've been engaged. Well, I never fully got engaged. It was called off, but it's very hard. You want to let the person down easy. She has children with him. And I always find it so curious on Sister Wives, how the women go, my kids, but they are with Kody. Like they never really say our kids. It's so interesting. The family's been divided for a long time. It's very obvious this season, but Janelle leaves a window of hope open when there's really no hope, and we're going to see that down the line. So that scene I thought was such a typical like woman Kody scene. Like Kody, he's going to be Kody, he's going to be the codester and be clueless. And he was. And Kody, I think, left there with a shred of hope. Now it's so fascinating. And I got to find the Redditor's name because you guys always come up with such great stuff. But I loved a person on Reddit that said, why has it been for years that we have never seen Robin and Kody sit down and have a confessional together? We've seen Kody and Mary. We've seen Kody and Christine in the same room, in sitting down and talking about their relationship, because Robin says she never wanted an apology from Janelle's boys over COVID. And she's mad that Kody went and said that. But a lot of people are saying, why doesn't Robin ever say that to his face? Why are we not seeing this? And I thought, again, brilliant. Why are we not seeing that? And all I can tell you from someone that's been a TV insider and knows, a lot about how the back end works in the front end, I have to admit, like I've said, I think a lot of this, why we don't film a lot in Robin and Kody's home, why we don't see a lot, I think they've just gotten to a point. They also, I guarantee, are aware at what a huge hit this show is. And I think they negotiate. I think when, we've heard this, Vanderpump, Tom Sandoval, according to Rachel and many other people, Stassi jumped in on this. If Tom Sandoval has absolutely said, I refuse to film, you air that segment, I'm done. If you pull an ultimatum and you're willing to walk, a lot of times you're going to get what you want from the production company to an extent, especially if you're a key player. They need Kody. They probably need Kody for another season or 2. I think Kody and Robin, I don't know why. I would love to know more of your theories of why they're not appearing. A lot of people just feel like that Robin is lying, like that the producers are trying to create like some empathy for Robin. And that's an interesting angle. So they're having her also say statements like, well, I disagree with Kody on these things. I hate when Kody does this, so that people will say, well, Robin, it's kind of Kody, I don't know if that's the case. A lot of people think they're so united that if Kody and Robin were in the same room and sitting on the same sofa talking, that would be quite obvious. I'm not sure. I'd love to hear your takes. Please follow me on all socials at the Sarah Fraser Show on Instagram, on TikTok. Brand new podcast episodes tomorrow. Oh, by the way, yes, because actually I have a big announcement. I guess I already kind of announced it today, but it's sort of the end of my time at Fox 5 DC. So if you're in the DC region, I'm saying goodbye, sort of. I'm saying goodbye to the Like It or Not regular scheduled programming that I do. It'll all make sense. Tune in tomorrow to the Sarah Fraser Show. All right, bye everybody. Bye.